Hi, this is Peter the Clairvoyant here, and I'm looking at Taurus astrology for April 2018. So that's astrology for Taurus 2018 April. And things seem to be a bit up and down around you at the moment, especially to do with family ties a little bit. And you may be a bit sort of pulled in directions with a mother figure, or it could be yourself as being a mother. But it just feels though, whatever it is to do with wider family or your own unit, it's like it feels though everything seems to be a bit up and down, and you're pulled in different directions, and you're trying to do the right thing, and no matter what you seem to be doing, it's like you can't do right for wrong. But I just feel so don't worry too much, because you will come out of this situation. And here you are coming out here as the Taurian woman. So I just feel as though, you will start to get yourself there. But it just feels though you've got to start just putting the past behind you now and looking towards the future. And then I feel like as you do that, you can start to get better about things or feel better about things. And also, I just get the feeling as time goes by as well, you can want to start focusing on your work and career a little bit more. And it's almost like there's some new job, career opportunities out there for you. And here you are coming out as quite an empowered woman. You're quite independent. So it just feels though anything to do with you sort of wanting to better yourself, motivate yourself, earn more money, it is the right time for you to look at all these goals and motivate yourself. But here, I've got you worrying about money, and then here, it's like it feels like you're holding on to too many negative things, but it's also telling you to hold on to your money now and not worry so much about money. So just look after what you've got, be wise with it, and I feel so money will sort itself out, more or less. But I also feel so if you nudge things with your career, then I feel so you can definitely be out there earning more money, and that will help things along quite nicely for you. So everything's looking good around you, everything's looking good as you move forward, but you have got to make some major changes. And here you've got the Tower card coming out, which is basically you knocking your life down and kind of rebuilding yourself. And you know what? The funny thing with that is you may either instigate it yourself, but if you don't, life will push you to do it. In other words, when something's going to change, it will change. If you hold it back, life will say, well, that's it now. I've waited long enough for you now. I'm going to give you the lightning bolt and make you change. So one way or another, it's going to happen. And it just feels though it's good because next to it, you've got the victory card. So this upheaval, this change is going to be good for you in the long term. So you've just got to start tapping into it. But like I said before, you're coming out here as a very independent woman, which is brilliant. But don't forget that you are a sensitive woman as well. So in other words, it's good to be strong, it's good to be independent, but don't let it hold those feelings back. You need to bring them to the forefront a little bit. And then I feel like as you do that, you'll feel better for it. Now, certain things are weighing you down at the moment, but I feel so you can start dealing with things, you can start paying attention to what's going on around you, and you can start lifting everything up. And if anything, I just want you to keep an eye on what's going on around you now generally. But overall, I just feel so it's all systems go. I feel so this is a great time now for you to be looking at where you're at and where you're going. And the more you can focus on these goals and push them forward, the more you will succeed. Because this is a fantastic time for you to embrace. It really is. And also there's a bit of travel coming up around you. And travel isn't necessarily overseas. It's like you're out and about, going different places, doing different things. But I just feel so sometimes though, you're lacking a bit of self-trust in yourself, like a bit of self-confidence. And I feel so you've got to start believing in yourself, because here's you're lacking your self-confidence. And then here, you've got your lovely star card saying, look, you've got to start believing yourself because it's all there for the taking. And sitting next to your star card, you've got judgment. You reaping what you sow. So it's all saying, look, this is win-win situation for you. And I feel also with you very independent, this will be a great time to think about business ideas, perhaps doing something for yourself. I feel so if you're in this sort of right frame of mind for having a go at doing something yourself, that could be really good. Especially if it was to do with perhaps doing something with caring or looking after people in some kind of way. Natural healing, aromatherapy massages. I feel so that could really work for you. So I get a lot of security around you, but there's also a bit of lack of communication. So this is where you've got to start just connecting with the right people now to help you to move forward and get you where you need to be. And this is what it's all about. So I just feel so don't be frightened now to come out your comfort zone and show who you are. Show that you're this bright shining star ready to succeed and motivate yourself and be successful. But also do watch out for partners around you, because as you become more successful, it's like there could be a bit of jealousy there. And what I mean by that, it's like you're growing and changing, and it's like you're leaving them behind. Now, some partners might not worry about you earning more money, but some might, so do bear that in mind. But also, they could be just feeling a bit insecure, as if to say, well, look, you're changing all this and changing all that. You're going to be changing me. So if that's not the case, reassure your partners. You know, you might think, oh, God, you know, he's all right. But don't. You know, partners can be sensitive too as well. So make sure you're telling them what you're doing, why you're doing it, and that me and you are okay, and we're doing all right. This is just me, that I need to make these changes. So get out there and get on with it. As otherwise, if you don't sort of reassure partners, then I feel so there could be a bit of mistrust there, and he might just start looking elsewhere to say, well, do you know what? I'm not going to be left behind. So mark my words. Communication is the key. But I just feel so, other than that though, I feel so April's looking a great month, but it is all about change. But you must communicate with everybody around you what you're doing and what you're up to and why you're doing it. And let's have a look at money for you. Now, don't feel like you've got to worry about money, but again, it's telling you to hold on to it, look after what you've got. Yes, you can be a bit concerned about money, but I do feel so as you focus on your goals and make changes, money will build up around you. And let's have a look at your health. Right, so just keep an eye on your knees a little bit. Keep an eye out for an eye test. Keep an eye on the back of your neck aching. And just watch, maybe some of you may be suffering with a few worries and anxieties a little bit. So just try and calm your energy levels down, stay focused, look at things very positively, and I feel as though bit by bit you're getting where you need to be. So all that's looking really good. And let's have a look at what your angels have got to say generally. Oh, breathe life into marriage, or look towards marriage as moving forward. So that's good. Right, now let's have a look at relationships. Yeah, so again in the centre, communication's coming out. Need to communicate forwards. I always look at the Knight of Swords as the communication card. And sometimes you can be a bit guarded, a bit self-protective, and it's like you're focusing on you and you're not worrying about your partner. And that's fine. But also, some of you may be single, and I feel so you could be a little bit guarded, a bit protective of yourself, and it's like, nah, I don't want a relationship at the moment. And that's fine. You know, you'll let somebody in when you're good and ready. And I feel as though it's all about balance and getting right things for you. But some of you have been really hurt and let down. It's like you're not really letting anybody in at all, completely. And I just feel as though that's a shame, because you've got a lot to give and a lot to offer just for some idiot in the past. So I just feel as though you've got to sort of get out there now and start showing your new you, because you are changing, you are growing as a person. And I feel so it's good, and it's great to be independent, but it doesn't mean you've got to be on your own. And for those of you who are together, you know, don't be sort of closed off and be on your own. It's like you've got to open up. It's all about balance, sitting next to your partner, you know, making sure everything's communicated right. But I just feel so all of a sudden, it's like life's definitely changing. It's like you're moving off in a different direction. And this is good, I really like this, but it's like where you're going, what you're looking for, where you're heading. And don't just swap like for like. Make sure now, whatever new you're bringing in, it's what you truly want. It's about deeper meaning to life. And again, you're coming out very independent. And I like independence. I'd say embrace that more. But you've just got to make sure now everything's heading in the right direction. But one thing I would say is you're getting a bit bored. You're ready for new things to come in. But I just feel as though you've got to make sure that you're communicating your thoughts and you're filling the boredom in the right way. Some of you may be thinking about motherhood, and that's absolutely fine. But again, don't just make sure you're having a baby because you really want it, not just because you're bored. As otherwise, that's going to be a big no-no. So really analyse that properly. But I just feel so everything's looking great now as you're moving forward. And I just feel so it's all about embracing everything and communicating your thoughts and getting out there. And I feel quite excited for you. I really do. And let's have a look now what the angels say. Okay, so the angels are just saying, so all these good things are coming, so just make sure your energy levels are tip-top. So just be looking after yourself. So overall, I feel as though, look at sort of what needs to be spoken within family. Do sort of, focus on money and tidying things up there. Focus on your career goals and become more independent, but make sure you're telling your future partners or your partners around you of what you're doing and where you're going, because they need to be kept in the loop so they're not feeling left out or pushed out, because otherwise you might not be doing it deliberately and you might not even realise you're doing it. But just you watch, your partner might start feeling a bit distant from you, and it's because you're being distant from him. So just be careful of that a little bit. But other than that, everything's looking good. So as long as you're keeping your partner in the loop, everything should be fine. So, Peter the Clairvoyant, if you want a private reading from me, do contact me through Facebook or through my website, petertheclairvoyant.co.uk. Thank you.